Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Cozy Corner. I am back in Jerusalem and I just wanted to share some things with you. I'm still processing my little bit less than 2 week trip to my family in the States. And I have a word that I really want to encourage you with about persistence and perseverance. Sometimes when we're in a situation where we're uncomfortable and the feeling is, I want to leave. I mean, we've all been in situations where I remember some years ago I attended a meeting, congregational meeting. I was really uncomfortable. And I didn't leave because I couldn't leave. And in the end, I met someone who is such a close friend to this day. And she's really very special. And so on my trip, there were some difficult things. And not that I was going to leave, but it was hard and it was painful. And in the end, wow, did I get back so much more. It was almost like the reward was at the end. And there's a real message about this because, patience is a virtue in every way. Whether it's what am I thinking about, how am I behaving, what am I saying. Patience in every way is a virtue. And self-control, which ties into that, is a virtue. Self-control over how I behave, what I say, what I do. It is a virtue. And so what the scripture that came to me when I was leaving yesterday, which was my Yeshua birthday, my born again anniversary, and it was one awesome, just divine appointment after the next. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I was on barely any sleep, but the Spirit of God excited me so much. It was 30 years yesterday walking and dancing with King Yeshua. The scripture that came to mind is, those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. And the suffering that we do, it will not remain there. If we will endure to the end, we will reap the rewards. Absolutely. And I want to encourage you today. There are times when we want to stop and we want to give up and we want to run away and we just don't want to continue. But once again, I was reminded so beautifully that if we would only just endure. Now, I don't mean, and I want to be specific, I don't mean endure abusive relationships. Absolutely not. Because I made a reference the other day on something I haven't yet posted because I have a lot of videos I'm in the process of posting. I think a lot of believers are in denial, especially people in bad marriages or even domestic violence, because it's like, I got married in the eyes of God. This is some serious stuff. Yeah, but God doesn't want us abused. So it's between you and God, friend. But let's get out of denial, because you see, if we accept our reality as it is reality, then we have to make a change. And if we don't want to make a change, we're going to stay in denial. I'm not saying that we do this consciously, but I think that's what it comes down to. So about reaping the reward, don't give up. And there's another scripture that says, don't grow weary in doing good, but at the proper time you will reap a harvest. It is so, so true. So I'm still processing my time, and don't give up. Apart from an abusive relationship, I'm not talking about that. But if God calls you somewhere and it's painful, because anointed relationships are painful, of course. And then there's non-anointed relationships that are toxic, and get out. Because God doesn't have toxic relationships for us. And there's something very dangerous about Bible thumping, let me call it that way. The word without the Spirit is a very dangerous place to be. And I like to use this example. I don't see a reference in the Bible, a story of a man beating a woman. I don't see that in there. Okay, so does that mean that, God forbid, if I'm in that situation, because it's not in the Bible, I stay? Of course not. We need to use the Spirit of the living God that lives and breathes and has his being within us. I just want to encourage you today. Don't give up. Endure suffering when it's God's call on your life. When his hand and his breath is upon it, Endure it. He'll give you the grace to endure. And at the proper time, you will reap the benefits of your suffering. Those who go out with joy. Well, that's another one. That's Isaiah 55:12. Those who go out with joy shall break forth, go out singing shall break forth with shouts of joy. That's different. But the scripture I made reference to before, those who are sowing and suffering, they will return with songs of joy. So God bless you today from Jerusalem. And thank you for praying for my trip.